Me get to the questions. Hi, everybody who is tuning into my channel for the first time. My name is Chrissy, and this is my Booktube channel. I will say that I'm doing the Booktube Newbie Tag because I just found out about it, and I thought, well, it makes sense to start it off this way. I also wanted to mention that I'm a visual artist and a tea enthusiast, so there will be some kind of things, little sprinkles of other things that I talk about that may be art related or craft related, as well as tea reviews as well, although this channel is primarily about books and my love of books. So with that, let me get to the questions for the Booktube Newbie Tag. So question number 1 is, why did you start this channel? Well, I actually did a YouTube video about books back maybe 7 or 8 years ago. And I wasn't really sure. I didn't really know much about BookTube, but I started talking about things that I was passionate about, which has always been books. So I did that. It's like 1 or 2 videos, and then I just stopped. Life, family, husband and kids. So now I'm back to kind of start a BookTube channel to talk about the books that I like and to kind of dig into this community a little bit more and find other people who are passionate about the things that I'm passionate about and get some real reviews, get some real reactions to the things that we're reading. So that is why I decided to start this channel. And always when you start things, they may evolve, even though they stay under the same theme. So right now, my main interest is mysteries, romantic suspense, but I also love historical fiction, and I do read a lot of nonfiction as well. So we'll see, when I check in maybe later on and see if those are still the themes and subjects that I like to read at this time. We'll see. But that's how I'm starting out. All right, number 2, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to BookTube? Well, they say that we're all unique, so I'm definitely bringing myself. But I think that I'm going to be bringing some, maybe some more, talk about some more artistic things, even as it relates to, visual art, how that plays into book covers, how I love book covers, as we all do. My main medium right now is beadwork, so I'll be talking a lot about that, embroidery and different things. I love textiles, so I'll definitely be bringing that to BookTube. I'll be bringing my love of tea to BookTube. So yeah. All right, number 3. What are you most excited for about this new channel? What am I most excited about? I think for me, it's just kind of putting myself out there again, talking about things that I love. Actually, to kind of answer the last question and also dip in with this question, the other thing that I think may be unique and that I might bring to YouTube is that my children love to read. I have twin boys and a baby girl, and as well as my husband, we all love to read. So perhaps I might do I was thinking about doing some reading vlogs, daily vlogs of us and how we read and what we tend to read. So that might be something else that's interesting and that I'm also excited about with regards to this channel, because I feel like it helps me really stay accountable to my reading, as well as certain projects and things like that. I have thought about doing some things kind of like a craft along with my reading list, so we'll see how that works out. Number 4, why do you love reading? Well, reading has always been an escape. I love words. Love words. I love how artists or writers weave words together. So I'm always really interested in description and suspense and characterization and different things like that. So as a reader, that's what I love. I just love getting immersed into the story, you know, traveling outside of where I am and getting so engrossed in the story that I feel like I'm right there with the characters. And I'm sure other people can relate and have said similar things. So that's why I love reading. Also, as a visual artist, and I do write as well, I love to read about craft. I love to read other people's wisdom. And I also just love to read other people's opinions as well. That's always something that's really interesting to me. So definitely that's why I love reading. It's fun. It's adventurous. So let's see. Number 5, what book or series got you into reading? This is actually, it's not a hard question because I've been reading as long as I can remember. When I was a little girl, I was the one who was hanging out at the library. So I would say Corduroy as a children's book, that was number 1. Mufaro's Most Beautiful Daughters, that was another one I had as a young girl. I think when I became, I want to say like about 8th or 9th grade, and this is some time ago now, I was really in love with this book called Fly Girl. I believe it was by Omar Tyree, and I think I was in like 8th grade when that book came out. So I'm aging myself a little bit there. But, and then I do remember as the years progressed, I used to love to read, Coldest Winter Ever by Sister Soldier. I was into all those books growing up from high school and middle school. So that's where, and I was a huge, when I was about 16 years old, I loved Eric Jerome Dickey books. So those are definitely the people that I can attribute to me developing my love of reading even further. You know, as I began to read novels. When I was a child, I read Corduroy, like I said, Mufaro's Most Beautiful Daughters. But I always had a picture book or a chapter book, Babysitter's Club. So I've just always loved to read. Okay. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? Well, I only have a few favorite booktubers because I have not been, I don't know that many booktubers. I do know a few. I watch, I believe it's Steph's romance book reviews, and I watch Steeped in Books. I also watch, I believe it's Lizzie Faye Loves Books, Cortagonist, but there's others too. I feel like Pete's Books, Pete Review Books. And there's one more I'm forgetting to mention, but I would ask them, how do they feel about their booktube channel now that they started and have, and have continued to grow? I would ask them, what would they tell their new booktube self now based on the experiences that they've had since they've started? So that's what I would ask my favorite booktubers. And there's other favorite booktubers. I'm just charged, what is the saying? Charge my head, not my heart, because there's other people who I enjoy watching just as much. And if you hear, there's like a street sweeper or cleaner going by. So if you hear a little buzz, that's what that is. Okay. Number 7, what challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? There's always challenges to any endeavor, whether I was starting a booktube channel, a gaming channel, whatever channel, there's always a challenge. I think the biggest thing about a challenge in life, period, regardless of whether it's a booktube channel, it's anything, any obstacle, the biggest challenge and how to overcome it is persistence. So I'm coming into this fully aware that I may not have this massive following, but I'm doing it because I love to do it. And as long as I kind of temper my expectations with the fact that by reminding myself and staying grounded in the fact that I'm doing this because I love to read and I want to share, I think that'll be a really good way of me overcoming obstacles that come along. I am aware enough. I am aware enough to know that there are certain challenges in the booktube community based on, how you look, what you're reading. But I do also believe that people are attracted to you based on you being rooted in your authenticity. So as long as I'm doing that, I think I will be just fine. All right. Number 8, when did you start reading? I've been reading, like I said, I've been reading ever since I was a little girl. I used to literally, after school, elementary school, I would walk to the library and stay in the library reading all the books until my mom picked me up. Both of my parents were professors, so whenever I was at work with them, in those early years, I would be at the college library looking at the books. So just since I was able to read, basically. Where do you read? I mainly read anywhere I get a chance. Like I said, I'm a married mother of 3, so I have to sneak in the reading whenever I get an opportunity. If I'm doing meal prep and I have an opportunity to get 10 pages in, that's what I do. If I'm cleaning, I definitely am going to have an audio book going in the background. At night, I do a lot of reading at night as well. So, where do I read? Wherever I can read, wherever I get an opportunity to read. And number 10, what kind of books do you like to read? I will read any kind of book. I will, I've not met a book, rarely met a book that I'm like, I would never read in that genre again. So I'm open to a lot of different books, but for right now, my main interests are mysteries, preferably cozy, romantic suspense, historical fiction, and I do love the paranormal stuff, like the paranormal mystery. If I can find a book that has a paranormal element, historical, and a cozy mystery with a little splash of love in there, then I'm like, bam, I'm reading it. So those are the kind of books I like to read right now, but we'll see how that changes. So, okay. All right. So that is my Booktube Newbie Tag video. Give me a shout in the comments. Hello, how you doing? If you also are a new booktuber, let me know so I can come and we can just kind of talk and have this community going and keep things going. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you next time. All right, peace.